shower is completed. That's not okay.
Oh, I just saw the gnat again.
That's not okay, in my opinion. Oh! I've ordered takeout. Yes, I have. I'm using a literal butter knife right now.
Trying my first bite of food. It dribbled on me a little bit.
One day I will be a plus size influencer who has died. That is crazy.
This video is so raw, you guys. Fuck.
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So today...
Hey Amber. Hey Gorls. Hello my fellow Gorls, and welcome to my second reaction to Amberlynn. I think I was not prepared for her to release a 30-minute video because I did two videos that were like 10 minutes each, and last time it ended up being like 30 minutes, which is a little bit much, but hopefully this one I can keep nice and fast. I did speed up Amber this time. Last time she was on regular speed, and this time she's on 1.25 speed. So hopefully I can understand her, which, I mean, she speaks slow anyways, but we'll see.
Today we have a Q&A. So
A Q&A?
And had you guys ask me some questions, and I listed off the ones I want to answer on my MacBook.
The ones she
and
wants to answer.
Questions in total after going through hundreds, but
hundreds of questions about her.
Answered, or things that maybe I just don't want to talk about. So after about like an hour and a half, I had 31 questions, and I was like, that is such a weird
on her
number.
MacBook.
And I was like,
she just had to.
I'm 33 years old, and 3s are a special number.
She just had to include the fact that she put it on her MacBook. Like, girl, I was on Macs for the better part of a decade since I graduated from college, and I just turned in all of my Apple stuff except my iPhone for an upgraded computer because I needed it for my other stuff. And it's a PC. But I still kept all of my stuff except for all of my files and stuff and movies and shit.
My family. So I was like, okay, that works out perfect. I really try to choose questions that people have been asking a lot of, and questions that I haven't really answered before. So let's get into it because we have 33
What questions hasn't she answered before?
Is, would you do
honestly
an interview done by the H3 podcast? Yes, I would.
Of course you would.
Extremely nervous though, because
extremely nervous because I'm such a fangirl, and realistically, I just need the attention because everybody will keep talking about me if I go on that show.
I know how Ethan is. He is unbiased.
She doesn't know what that word means.
He has no filter. And it's like, what does he think of me and what would he say? But I would totally do it because I love them. Does your mom remember how she found out you were gay? And can she share her version/side of the story?
Mine was horrifying, and I will never... Well, actually, I've already told it before. But if you would like to know, you can ask me. But, yeah.
So that's actually something that me and my mom have recently talked about, because we like to reminisce. We talk about the hard stuff, the fun stuff, like just things that we experienced together as mother and daughter when we were younger. And that is a topic that has come up. And I actually have asked her, I was like, Mom, do you want to share your side? Because I've actually gotten people asking this before. She said she would, but she doesn't want to like physically be on camera right now. So I think it would just be like her voice or something. But I think that'd be fun to like hear the mother side to a coming out story. I think.
Why would that be fun? It's not their story to tell. Like, do you not get that, Amber? Do you not get the significance of that act? Why is it like a cute mom-daughter thing that you want to do when it's actually like a very difficult process for a lot of people? And that's not necessarily heartwarming. Because she's told her story before, and it's not good. Yeah. I don't know what Amber is really thinking here. Yeah.
A lot of people could actually use that. I know there are a lot of people watching me who have not come out to their parents, or just like anyone in their life in general. And I think that like the more exposure you have of coming out stories can actually make it seem less scary. Where did you get the idea to start wearing diamonds for your makeup? Speaking of, today I decided to do 2 here and then 1 here on each side. I'm just like obsessed. Honestly, I didn't get the idea from anywhere. I just remember I was doing my makeup. This was a couple weeks ago and I was like, how can I switch this up? Because the only way I ever switch up my makeup is like the length.
That's the least creative thing I've seen somebody do with makeup in the longest time. Just putting jewels that we used to see like from the mid 2000s on your eyes in random places. It's not cute. It's like kind of messy.
Or the thickness of my winged eyeliner, and I was like, I want to do something different. I'm not really an eyeshadow girly. I have eyeshadows, but it's never really been my thing. And then I like to wear glitter in the corner of my eye a lot. I didn't do that today though, so that's like another thing that I do. And I actually recently started that just like a few months ago, so I was like, what else can I do to elevate my look? And I was like, you know what, diamonds.
She's
I
so
personally love
quirky.
it because I think it's beautiful, but not only that, but like you can do it however
Not
you
only
want, so
that.
it's always going to be a different look. Because honestly, I'm never going to stop my winged eyeliner. I feel like it suits me. It's literally me. You guys love it. I love it. Have you considered
I don't
cutting
really
your hair
care for it.
shorter to help it recover?
It doesn't look any
So
better or
yes,
worse
but
than
not the way
regular
that some of you
eyeliner.
suggest. Some of you are like, go up to here to your shoulder. Never gonna happen. But as I sit here, you guys don't even know it, but as I sit here, my hair is actually quite shorter than it was literally just 2
Quite
hours ago.
shorter?
So I cut my own hair.
You mean
and
quite a
it
bit
already
shorter?
feels so much better. Not only that, but I haven't used
Quite
heat on my
shorter.
hair. I also said goodbye Tresemme, and I have moved on to a different shampoo and conditioner, and I notice already how much better my hair looks. So here I am showing you a clip of my hair.
What product are you using, Amber? Why don't you tell us so that we can actually like know for reference, not just you saying, "Oh, it's better than Tresemme." Like most shit is better than Tresemme because it's a drugstore brand. It's meant to be basically just stripping soap that people put in their hair. It's not helpful in their long-term health. It's not healthy to strip the oil off of your scalp every day. And a lot of those bottles say daily shampoo.
From my last vlog, and then I'm showing you my hair today, where no, it's not perfect, but it just looks and feels so much healthier.
It does
I'm
look
very
better.
glad that I decided to take a
But
pair
not
of kitchen
really.
scissors and
Actually-
just chop, 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 chop. How do you manage your mental health with all of it? No, it's not perfect, but it just...
No. She just cut the very ends off. She didn't go up, like, if there was already breakage to, like, mid-length, she didn't cut those. This is not going to help her. It's going to give her the illusion for, like, 5 minutes, but then as soon as those other pieces start breaking off more, it's going to keep looking worse and worse.
Looks and feels so much healthier. I am very glad that I decided to take a pair of kitchen scissors and just chop, 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 chop. How do you manage your mental health?
This bitch did not just say kitchen scissors. Has she not watched a single video by Brad Mondo? He literally would jump out of his skin at that. And she has the money. It's just laziness.
With all of the hate that you get. So honestly, the best way I can describe this is like, say there is just this invisible layer between me and the hate that I receive.
Me?
9 times out of 10,
It's all about me.
99% of my life, with all of the hate that I do consume, it doesn't pass that layer. And I think with time, that layer has gotten thicker. It has gotten stronger. Because I used to not handle the hate like I handle it now. Sometimes the hate can pass through it, but it's very, very rare.
Let the
And
hate
not only
flow
that,
through
I try
you.
not to put myself in situations where I see the hate. I purposely don't go into my comment section because that is the brutalest place I can
It's really
go.
not.
There's Reddits about
It's
me.
really
Don't
not.
go on there.
The comments on
like
other
other
people's
places and
channels
other
are worse than
forums you can
hers.
go to. I don't go to any of those places. That's one of the biggest reasons why I don't even have a Twitter anymore. It's kind of like out of sight, out of mind. I'm sure
Out
if
of
I
sight,
consumed
out
hate
of
about
mind?
myself on a day-to-day basis, it would reach through those layers that I have in front of me, but I don't consume hate about me. You guys message me in private and you guys are fucking amazing. You guys are honestly so freaking
You're
sweet to me
so
and so kind.
fucking
it's like-
amazing. Oh my gosh. How are you so fucking amazing?
That's the stuff.
She sounds like Alex, fuck, what's her name? She has a really big channel. But she's pregnant right now. She's crazy. Like maybe actually needs to be on medicine kind of crazy. And I know that kind of crazy personally.
Amazing. You guys
There
are
you are.
honestly so freaking sweet to me and so kind. And it's like, that's the stuff that I'm always thinking about. That's the type of people that I imagine who
So
are watching me.
she fixates on positive reinforcement of her negative behaviors. She focuses on being rewarded for being a bad person. Got it, Amber.
Get discouraged from losing weight because of your diagnosis of lipedema. Since lipedema is not curable and it cannot go away, yes, I do get discouraged because I know that there is a large portion of my body.
If she lost weight, she could have the removal surgery, the liposuction. And then she would also have to change her diet long term because if she didn't, the cells could come back. They would just regrow.
That will not go away with weight loss. And that's hard for me to absorb, hard for me to accept, hard for me to process. I will always have like a disfigured body. I'll never have the body that I want. But I'm also so far past that like vain, oh, I just want to look better. It's
Amber,
all about
you're basing your entire personality on your hair is called vanity. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You're not vain. You just really, really like obsessing over your hair or how you think it makes you look very femme and dainty and pretty. But then at the same time, you don't even take care of it. Like, make it make sense.
health. It's all about the fact that I do not want to die. So, yeah, having that fear.
She already said she's going to be a. It's in my intro. She said she's going to have been an obese YouTuber who died, meaning she's not planning to lose the weight to get below the point of being obese, below the point of being morbidly obese. She intends to die at this weight. And that's sick. That's disgusting. And to say to your audience, tell me that I'm a good person, even though I'm telling you that I'm intentionally going to let myself have some kind of heart attack or weight related issue that ends up putting me in the grave, that's really disgusting. And it means that she should not be monetized.
And feeling those discouragement feelings, all of that is no more stronger than like the fact that I want to live. That feeling is so much stronger than all the other stuff. But I'm only human, so of course I feel discouraged by this diagnosis. So the next question kind of goes into like what I was talking about. What is currently motivating you to lose weight? And it's pretty simple. It's like I don't want any more health complications due to my weight, and I do not want to die anytime soon. Like I want to live for at least another
She
40 years. And I
literally,
know that sounds
the video where she said that she's going to be an obese YouTuber who has died is less than a month old, I believe. I can double check and I'll let you know, but I believe it's less than a month old. Just FYI.
crazy because people my size, we don't live that long. What is your next goal weight since you have reached your recent goal of 499 pounds? I think my next one is 469 because from my remembrance, that is the lowest I remember weighing in a very long time. Years, probably like 7 years, maybe more. When I get there, that'll be really exciting for me. How often do you listen to music? So I listen to music every single day. I would say for hours, maybe like 2 to 3 hours a day, maybe more. It depends on what I'm doing. I will listen to music when
She says 2 to 3 hours every day because she thinks that's a lot. Amber, that's not a lot. I listen to music at least 8 hours a day. I listen to music when I'm at work, when I'm at home, when I'm in bed. I listen to music while I'm watching TV. But that's also partially because I'm a music degree. I love music. I've lived music for as long as I can remember. It's not something that you need to brag about unless it's something that you're dedicated to, Amber.
I am walking Twinkie. I will listen to music when I am cleaning. I'll listen to music when I'm showering. Just whenever there's like a time where I'm doing something and I want like noise, it's either that or YouTube. Do you still enjoy doing YouTube? Yes, I love everything about my side of YouTube when it comes to filming Editing, uploading, I enjoy the whole process. I think it's really fun. I've always loved it. I love how I was able to turn a hobby into a job, into something that makes it to where I have a roof over my head every single day. And every single day I am thankful for you guys. So thank you so much.
It is an achievement that she was able to sucker enough people into subscribing to her food disorder for 10 plus years, and to be able to not worry about where her paycheck is going to come from. That is an accomplishment that not most people can say that they've achieved. I can't say that. Like, I work for a living. I have worked since 6 months from the time that I graduated from college. As soon as I could get a job, pretty much, I got a job. And I've been working since. Although I do have a career now, like, it's not something that she's ever going to have a career outside of YouTube. And I don't know if she can even get a job, really, because she doesn't have any qualifications that anybody is really seeking. And even for menial tasks, a lot of companies are asking for an associate degree or a bachelor degree, which she has neither. And she doesn't even have the acquired skills of on the job learning. The only thing she can cite is like whatever job she was doing at like that nursing home with Destiny before she quit. And that was how long ago? Um, she underestimates what it means to actually work for a living. And I hope that for her sake, she doesn't actually have to find out. I hope that she could turn around even enough that she doesn't find out. Because for her, if she tries to rely on her family, they're not going to help her. That's just an FYI to you, Amber.
That and for letting me do something that I thoroughly love doing, and I will forever love it. I really truly believe that. I understand why a lot of people might think I don't enjoy it anymore because I don't upload as much as I used to. The reason for that has nothing to do with like enjoyment or if I actually like YouTube still. So no worries, I still love it and I am here to stay. What's your relationship with your dad like? I actively do not have a relationship with him, and I haven't had one in a very, very long time. I think out of the 33 years that I have been alive, I think I have only had a true relationship with him for maybe a year of my life, and that was when I was around like 11. I was living in an all-girls group home, and I think at the time sobriety, and he would come visit me, and I lived actually in Upper Lake, California at the time. So my dad, he would rent out boats.
Never heard of it. And I'm from NorCal.
And we would go on the boat and we would go fishing, and those are the memories. Sorry. Whoa, okay. Those are the memories that I like to remember. I'll probably never have a relationship with him again, and that's due to my choice, but it's also due to the fact that he just doesn't even try. He is still in his addiction, and it's bad, and he has a lot of health.
That sucks, Amber, but he's still alive. And I cannot say the same for my father. And even though he can't be in your life the way that you want him to, you should still be happy that he's alive.
Problems, and he's going through a lot, and I love my dad very much. I love him unconditionally. I love him with all of me, but I just know that me having a relationship with him would do more harm than good, and that's just reality. Would you recommend Ozempic? So I think that if you have a large amount of weight to lose and you're obviously
You don't even need to, like, it's not about weight loss. My brother takes Ozempic, and it's not necessarily for weight loss. Yeah.
under doctor's supervision and they think it's the right thing for you to do, and now you're just sitting there like, should I do this? I would say yes, give it a try, see how your body reacts. I know for me, I had some unpleasant symptoms, but ultimately in the end, I'm willing to even try it again. So if you're debating, I'd say try it. Ozempic has saved a lot of people's lives, and it has made a lot of people lose weight, and I feel like that's really important for health reasons. So yeah. So this
It
kind of goes
also helps
into the
with
last question. Why are
insulin
you
regulation.
open to Ozempic again, even if it can mess with your gallbladder? Because rapid weight loss, yo-yo dieting, losing a large amount of weight, all of that messes with your gallbladder regardless. I'm the queen of yo-yo dieting, you guys know that. I want to lose a large chunk of weight. So it's like my gallbladder has had issues in the past already due to the yo-yo dieting and to the weight loss. So it's like, what's another thing? If I'm being supervised by a doctor and they're like, you know what, it's fine, I think your gallbladder will be fine, then I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna not lose weight just because of my gallbladder. Do you think living in
What?
Oklahoma will allow you to grow or no? Oh, absolutely.
What the fuck?
Because it has already allowed me to grow. This is
That's literally why she quit the first time, is because of her gallbladder. She said it was getting too sludgy too quickly. And that's why she quit Ozempic, even though it was fucking working for her and she lost weight. Now she's saying, oh, I would do it regardless of however it affected my gallbladder. Really? And just earlier this month or last month, she said the reason she wasn't back on Ozempic was because of the cost. Even though she should still have enough money to cover the cost of Ozempic, even if she paid out of pocket. It's interesting how her reason always seems to change from time to time. Whatever suits her is the reason that she can't get it. But like, she wants to. She would love to. She just can't right now.
the most independent I have ever been in my whole entire life. I feel my mental health improving. I feel my emotional health improving. I feel my physical health. I am losing weight. I am independent. Yes, I don't drive. A lot of people don't, though.
You
be
can't
an
walk
independent
either.
person and still not drive. So yes,
You can't walk either. You can't bike either. You can't or don't get an Uber or a Lyft or even just like a taxi cab. They still have taxis. And I know they have taxis in Oklahoma.
I am already growing and improving as a person, like living on my own. The question for me is, will I continue to grow as a person here? Or am I eventually going to want to move on and go somewhere else? I don't know. What's one thing people rag you about online that you feel bad about? So by rag me, I'm assuming the person meant like something that people like constantly bring up. And the first thing I think of is just like my ignorance with like certain words that I've used years and years ago. Like I'm talking.
It's not just like the fact that she uses words she doesn't know the meaning of. She uses words to sound interesting, important, and intelligent. And then also, she doesn't pronounce them correctly. And she doesn't pronounce a lot of basic words correctly.
Over 7 years ago. Since then, I have apologized and learned, owned up for my mistakes. And I think that's literally the only thing you can do when you're ignorant towards something is own up to your mistakes, apologize, learn, and grow from that. Do you think the therapy you did for weight loss surgery helped you? Because as a viewer of 8 years,
Fuck
I've
no.
noticed a huge positive change in you. Well, thank you for saying that. It actually means a lot to me. I also noticed it as well. But I think that
Delusional
therapy
ass.
definitely helped. It helped a lot because I think
It
that might
helped
be the
me
first time
so
in my whole
much.
life, and I've done a lot of therapy in my life, but that is the first time in my whole life that I have ever seen one psychologist for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks on end. And it's almost as if like
That means you weren't doing therapy before. You were doctor shopping, Amber.
my whole weight loss surgery journey was just like meant to happen for that very reason, because it's like I've learned so much about myself, and there were so many like situations from my past, especially like in my childhood, where it's like if I would even think about it, like instantly tears. And now it's like I can
Especially.
talk maturely and clearly about those situations where it's like I'm okay and I'm here and I'm well. I feel myself healing from things that I never ever thought that I would, and getting diagnosed with PTSD and also BPD. It opened my eyes tremendously. It's like things that I used to not be aware of, I'm now.
Getting a diagnosis doesn't tell you why you are the person you are, Amber. It tells you about the circumstances you're dealing with. The fact that you turned out this way is because you made choices. Everybody makes choices, and we end up where we are because of them.
Aware of, and I'm able to like rationally be like, okay, so this is the reason you're this way. Now it's your choice to like find that rational side of you, take a deep breath, calm down, and do the right thing. So this kind of goes with the last question, but it's because of the answer that I am going to give. The question is, what is the worst habit that you do when you're in love with someone? So not only do I have BPD, but I have massive anxious attachment issues. Like it is so freaking bad. But when I'm in love with someone, they become my everything. And I know it's because of the BPD. I know it's because of the anxious attachment. So it gets so bad, it's to the point where it's like my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts, the way my day goes, etc., is all based on the way that
The fact that you can enunciate the exact issues that you have, Amber, means that you don't have an excuse and a way out of accountability. The fact that you can tell us all this means that you're very much aware of your who you are and how you act, and you don't make any effort to change it, which is worse.
they are treating me. One small change or tweak in tone or words can literally feel like the end of the world to me. I never understood why. I always thought I was just dramatic. That's what I was called, my whole life in relationships. It's just like, you're dramatic. Why are you so irrational? Why do you act this way? Like you're just being crazy. Like hearing those things constantly, it's just like, yeah, that's how I felt. Like I'm just being dramatic. I'm just drama queen. And it's just like, no, like now that I know the reason, it's like, wow, I have BP.
No, it's not the reason that you act the way you do, Amber. You're using it as an excuse. If you are diagnosed, if you are diagnosed with these things, it's your responsibility to take care of them, not let them fester in each of your relationships. That's the problem, Amber. You are claiming to have gotten psychological help over time, but then only just with Feline, when you were with that latest psychologist, did you have any breakthrough. But at that point, you were still feuding with Destiny and Beck. And now that Feline is gone, you're already starting to seem like, oh, well, you're already this better person for it. And this magically has been a transition period for you to get into your new self. But in reality, you were abusing alcohol on camera and like monetizing that at the same time that you say that you're working on your other addiction, which is food, but you haven't been.
That's why I'm doing this. Like, I know this isn't normal. I know this isn't rational. Having that answer has helped me so much. Like, you guys have no idea how empowering it is to have an answer. I might actually give an example. So, say someone I'm in a relationship.
She's literally not making sense. She's saying that the diagnosis itself and like knowing this about herself is giving her clarity essentially in how she dealt with her relationships, but and that people wouldn't understand. But anybody that has any kind of diagnosis in a mood disorder or an emotional disorder would understand. They would perfectly understand what you're talking about, Amber, except they probably got diagnosed outside of a relationship where they were not actively causing harm to somebody.
With usually messages me every morning at 9 a.m. and says good morning to me. That's something I'm used to. That's something that I expect. So if it comes 9:30, I start to think they hate me. They want nothing to do with me. They're cheating on me. That's where my brain goes
Yeah,
automatically. I'm not gonna lie.
jealous.
It would probably start happening around 9:03 a.m. So then what that would cause me to do is text them. Why haven't you talked to me? Is everything okay? Like multiple texts.
This is how she treated Destiny. We know this.
Because not only is that my BPD being like triggered, but it's also my anxious attachment being triggered. But now that I have the answers, where in the past, if I did that, that would just be me being dramatic. I'm a crazy girlfriend. Like, what the heck are you doing?
But when you do it now, it's malicious because you know.
Now it's like if that was to happen, I would send one text. You okay, babe? A simple you okay? Yes, I'd still be like, oh,
That's creepier because we know that based on your own admission that inside you would be boiling and boiling and boiling, and the longer it took for somebody to reply to you, the more it would be getting to you. And then in person, that you would that's when you would say something, because then there's no evidence and proof. It can be an ephemeral thing in the moment.
the inside having a little bit of anxiety, like, oh my God, what's happening?
Not
Because
clever at
I
all.
can't change those things about myself right now. That's going to come with time. That's going to come with therapy. That's going to come with help. But the fact that I'm able to stare the same situation in the face, whereas it happening 3 years ago and I freaked the F out, or it happening now and I'm like, it's
She's
gonna be
actually
okay,
pissing me off,
Amberlynn.
right?
I thoroughly feel like my psychologist from Kentucky changed my life. Like, because I'm able to see things so different than I was prior to the diagnosis.
I'm so
Trust me,
sure.
I know it can be
I'm like
exhausting
so
for
sure.
someone to be with someone like that. 100% agree. But it's also exhausting for me. It's very exhausting. But I try my very hardest to be upfront with the person that I'm interested in. Like, these are my issues. This is sometimes how I react to certain situations. I just feel like it's very important to have open communication around anything in a relationship, but especially mental health and the way that you react as a person. How many times have you ordered takeout in March and what was it? So today is actually March 12th and I've only ordered takeout 3 times. So I'm actually
I don't
very
believe
proud
that.
of that. Like, round of applause. I mean, this
Because
is coming
she's
from a
been
girly
eating.
pop who would order takeout a couple.
Amber, going out to the restaurant itself, instead of having them take it to you, still counts as takeout. Especially because you said when you went to the Chinese hot pot, I believe, that there were leftovers.
Times a day. So I would say I'm very, very proud of that. What show did you audition for last year? So I am friends with someone from 1,000 Pound Best Friends, and we thought it would be a good idea for me to be on that show. So she talked to the producers, and they're like, you know what? Let's give her an interview. So I had an interview. Feline was my girlfriend at the time, and she was 100% supportive. We knew that we were going to have to actually move to a different state to be a part of that show. And we were both willing to do it. We were willing and ready. I did the interview. It actually went amazing, but I never heard back from them. And I'm not gonna lie to you, this happens a lot. I have been interviewed for a few weight loss shows and it always goes really good. They like hype me up and they make me feel really good, but they never call me back. They never even tell me, sorry, we didn't choose you. It's just like there's nothing. So
That's like a job interview, Amber. That's exactly what happens, except you actually have to fill out a resume and write a cover page, and then you go through like 2 interviews and then you don't hear anything. So you understand a portion of what it means to be an adult person getting a job. Congratulations.
it would have been an amazing experience. I would have absolutely loved it. Because the girl I'm friends with from that show, I don't want to like say her name because I don't know how she would feel about that. I'm sure she wouldn't care, but like, well,
Clout
you know me, I'm
chasing
afraid.
loser.
Like the doxing, I might say the wrong thing. Like I have become more private on my channel. I do want to get better with that and start sharing more, but it's hard
She used the wrong word.
to balance like what am I allowed to say versus what am I not allowed to say. I don't want anyone mad at me. So, but yeah, it was 1,000 Pound Best Friends, and I don't know, it just would have been, it would have been great. Like
She
I
is such a
really do
clout
feel that.
chaser
Do you
for
consider
real.
yourself a sexual person? Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I would consider myself to actually be a very sexual person, especially like if we vibe in that way, like sex every day. I'm a daily
If we vibe every day, I'm gonna finger you.
sex type of girly pop. So, do you have a current love life?
She's so gross. Like, nobody believes you. A. B. Nobody wants to know that about anybody. Like, no one needs to know how often that you're fucking your partner, that we know who they are or we don't know who they are. Like, it doesn't matter. Because guess what, Amber? You're still 550 pounds to 500 pounds. That's your weight range now. You don't get below that for very long. And this is the first time that I'm recalling you doing it since you were with Beck. So I don't know what you're talking about with your whole, oh, I'm in my whole new phase of life.
So I actually do have a current love life, and it is with my Valentine. There was
Of
a
course it
phase where I
is.
was talking to multiple people at once, and my feelings grew here and there, and this and that. And I just realized that like talking to multiple people at once is not me. It never has been. I never did anything like that before. But it's like people were like, you know, you're single, try it out, talk to different people.
She thinks monogamy is unique.
And I did. I experienced it. Great. It's just not for me. So my Valentine is the only person that I'm interested in and the only person that I want to be interested in and that I will be interested in. So, yeah, I do have a
She's
love life.
dumb.
What 5 things would you want your
She's
partner to
dumb.
be like? I'll name some things, like obviously like trustworthy and loyal. I want someone who's loving and affectionate, like with their words and physical touch. I want someone who's obsessed with me, like mutual
She's so fucking stupid. I want somebody that's obsessed with me. You have to keep your hands under my boobs all the time as long as you're home. You're not allowed to take your hands off me and your eyes off me. You have to pay attention to me. No, you can't watch TV. You can't pet Twinkie. You have to rub my feet. Jesus Christ, Amber.
obsession is definitely green flag coded for sure. And I want someone who's like weird
Ew.
and funny and quirky and silly because that is very much me. And I want to laugh with you and be weird with you. And I just love that. Like someone with a good sense of humor. Who is your favorite ex? I'm gonna say Feline. Is wifey number 1 the same as wifey number 2? Wifey number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are all the same person. Has Nika
No shit, you fucking didn't prove anything by saying that just now. You should have just kept that to yourself, Amber, because now everybody's going to use this against you. You should have just kept that to yourself. We already knew. You didn't need to say it.
avocado apologized yet for implying you lied about having cancer. No, he hasn't. And I think that's just very low of him, especially because he still says quotes and does things yet for implying you lied about wifey number 1 the same as wifey number 2. Wifey
I missed
number 1,
what
2,
the
3, 4, 5,
second
6, 7, 8,
question
9,
was.
10 are all the same person. Has Nikocado Avocado
Oh,
apologized yet for implying
I don't
you
care
lied
about
having
Nikocado.
cancer? No, he hasn't. And I think
Although
that's just very low of him.
I do respect the fact that he was a concert violinist and very good. Like, I appreciate good musicianship and good art in general. I love all kinds of art, but especially music, because obviously.
Especially because he still says quotes and does things that I do in my videos and his videos. It's just like, do you have a heart? Like at all? It'd be different like if he was just like another YouTuber who just wanted to talk shit.
He is
But
another
I did consider
YouTuber.
him my friend and I did talk to him about my cancer.
You're not
privately in
friends,
text
Amber.
messages. So it's just like for him to do something like that is just really, really wrong. Would I like an apology? Sure. Like be a good decent human being. Who is your favorite reactor in girl world? Definitely Yo Mama, hands down. I feel like we don't really have
Never
anyone
seen it.
like that in the community. Someone who's willing
I don't
to
know.
stand up towards
I've never watched any of that.
and YouTubers who think that they're doing something good when they're really not. They're just like attacking
Blah blah
two
blah.
individuals.
Blah
I
blah
noticed that
blah
a
blah.
lot of the
Blah
reaction
blah
channels
blah
they
blah.
don't like to talk
Blah
about the
blah
other
blah
reaction
blah.
channels, and if they do, it's always like good things, but it's like, y'all, these reaction channels, they're not perfect. They do and say wrong things as well because we are humans. That is just how we're programmed
Blah blah
to
blah
make
blah.
mistakes and to do things that
Blah
we
blah
shouldn't.
blah
But I
blah.
think the difference is that Yo Mama's not afraid to say something, while all the other reaction channels are very much scaredy cats, for the lack of a better term. Minus all that, I genuinely
What?
just think that Yo Mama is highly entertaining. I love his live streams and I watch
He's not gonna let you suck his dick, Amber.
every single one of them. Who is the last person that texted you? So the last person that texted me was my Valentine. Do you use sex toys with yourself or
Of
with
course she
partners?
does.
Yes, I do. And I know some people are going to come for me, especially if you've
And she
been watching
doesn't
me for
wash
like a
'em.
decade. Because I remember one time I said, like I said, like this was like a decade ago. One time I was like, yeah, I think you only need sex toys if like your sex life is like super boring. Girly pop, I was just like delusional at the time. I'm not delusional anymore. A sex toy is amazing. And I've been knew that for years now, but I'm just like speaking about it now. What is the last thing you journaled about?
This is so
I
dumb.
journaled about a conversation that I will be having this Friday. It's actually a serious conversation that I'm having with someone. So I
She
journaled a little bit about
pre-planned
that
a
and,
conversation
like,
she's
just
gonna
how I feel
have.
about it and maybe
That
some
is
important
called
things that I would like to bring up.
Psycho.
Will you show your partner in videos in the future? So this goes for anyone, whether it's a family member, whether it's a partner, whether it's a friend.
Pre-planning what you're going to say, unless it's like a speech or you're trying to like do business or do personal business, like that's gross. It's manipulative. And it shows that you're really conniving and looking to make the certain impression And that betrays like any kind of genuine interaction that you might say that you're going to have. It's something that I also had to learn as a young person, that I learned a long time ago. Not at our age, Amber. 33. I'm 32 still, but I'm about to be 33.
I will show you. You can be in my videos. You can be in all my videos. You can do whatever you want. Well, not whatever you want, but you guys know what I mean. Be all up in my videos. Like, I don't care, but it's only if you want to. I will never ever put someone in my videos that does not want to be in my video. I would love it. Would love it if my partner wanted to be part of my YouTube channel. But I understand if they wouldn't. People are brutal. And there's a difference between, oh, I'm going to
There might be people who might make fun of what they look like or look them up. Um, but for the most part, most of Gorl world does not care to dox or really scrutinize your partner. If anything, your partners are more well liked than you are. They might have some things about them that are not great. Like, over time, we see these things because they're in a relationship and you're filming it. But at the same time, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody has those days, as Hannah Montana once said.
make fun of this. I might make fun of your hair versus dogs kibbles. Like, it's just like people be doxing like what doctors I have. That actually goes into the next question. Perfect segue, Amberlynn. What?
Like I said, pre-planning what you're going to say. This would make sense as a context where you might do that, but she planned that whole sentence. And the whole, oh, nice segue, Amberlynn, that was pre-planned. It's all in her tone. And maybe I'm listening to tone more than I should, but she changes the way that she talks in her throat and in her mouth, as and it changes how her voice comes across in the way that she's saying words. And I'm going to go back so you can see. Ooh, I like that. That freeze frame was great with her eye. I got her.
Versus dogs kibbles. Like, it's just like people be doxing like what doctors I have. That actually goes into the next question. Perfect segue, Amberlynn.
Perfect.
What really happened during the weight loss surgery era? Okay. I specifically said repeatedly during that whole era. I will explain later. You guys will see why I'm upset later. I can't tell you now, but I'll tell
Yeah,
you
you
later.
hear the difference in tone now. It's not just about the seriousness of the topic. It's also about that's not her natural voice she used before. It was an intonation in the words she was saying, in that she had pre-planned it, and it was not speaking from her mind. It was speaking from a script.
Later is here, and I'm just going to do it short and quick and to the point. I could easily do a whole story time, but I'm just not going to even do that because I'm not going to put my energy into this
Sorry.
hardcore because I just don't want to. I did back then. My energy was very much into this back then. I was very upset. So let's get into it. So if you guys remember, I came on my YouTube and I said, oh, I can't get weight loss surgery until I don't binge for a whole year. It came out of nowhere. It was confusing. It was weird. It made no sense. But I
Oh,
held on
so
to that and I said, okay,
confusing.
let's do it. Then I had an appointment with my dietitian and she said, you're going to come meet the surgeon because we need to talk to you about something. And this was before I was even supposed to meet the surgeon. Sorry, I itched right here, so that's why I'm super red and I just now noticed. My skin be sensitive. So anyways, I was gonna
Me
meet the
too.
surgeon even before I was
I
supposed
turn red
to. So
even if
long
I
story
didn't
short,
like
hundreds
rub
and
that much.
hundreds of people were emailing my surgeon, finding his Instagram and messaging him. They were contacting my surgeon's office through the phone, through messages, any way that people could contact my surgeon. They were finding it and they were doing it. So, how did people find out who my surgeon was? A reaction channel. How did that reaction channel find out who my surgeon was? Because I read maybe 2 sentences of an email that was sent to me by my surgeon's office. This reactor wanted to know so badly who my surgeon was, that they faked wanting to get weight loss surgery just so they could get that email back to them to confirm who my weight loss surgeon was. And once they confirmed who my weight loss surgeon was, what
I'm confused. Which reaction channel? Like, I watch the major reaction channels. Like, I watch Zachary Michael, I watch Jordy, I watch The Ankle, I watch The Narc Alert, I watch Mama Goob. Um, Priscilla P doesn't really cover Amber that much. Tiny Blue Dancer I watch occasionally. Uh, Literally everyone who is coming up on my For You page in recommended, because I already watch all these reaction channels, but I don't know who she's talking about.
did they do? They doxed him. They said, "This is Amberlynn's surgeon. This is who he is. Blah, 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 blah." Well,
I don't
my
remember
surgeon was
this.
Dr. Smith, the same surgeon who did Tammy Slayton's surgery. I have met him. He is wonderful. He was understanding. So when I met him and we had that meeting, I explained to him everything. He explained to me the type of messages and things that he was receiving. It was people saying how I binged and I lie. So not only was I fighting for myself to get weight loss surgery, but I was fighting against hundreds of people.
I seriously don't know who she's talking about. If you know, leave it in the comments. Like, I'm truly curious because I also, I mean, like, I know. Hmm. No, I don't. I really don't know who it would be. Cause she's so, why doesn't she called, okay, she called the reaction channels scaredy cats, but she's not saying who it was that doxed her. So I'm like, what the hell? Who is a scaredy cat, Amber? You're not telling us anything.
Because of a careless reaction channel. I was pissed. I was hurt because it's like, react to me all day. Go for it. I really don't care at this point, but stop getting in the fucking way of my life. Like, you got in the way of my life. So once the surgeon heard about all this and heard my side of the story, that is when things were changed. And he was like, "You know what? A year is way too long." He explained to me that they've never been in this type of situation where like someone who was well known gets doxxed and now he's receiving all of these.
Hmm. Celebrity Lynn. Celebrity Lynn. Back at it again. I think she had more options than she's admitting. Um, Kentucky, although it's not the best place, would have had access to private care, uh, weight loss surgery, and she would have been paying anyways. So, and Feline was going to help. I think this gave her an out. I don't think this was why her weight loss surgery was called off. Was because her doctor got doxxed, apparently. Which if he did, then that's terrible, but like, I don't know who would have done it. And she's being very cagey about it.
These messages and calls and stuff, like, not only like was that not fair to me, but it wasn't fair to them as professionals.
It's not about them, Amber. You don't get to pretend like it is.
Like, they had to deal with all of these messages. That's not fair to them. As I speak on this, I also want to thank Zachary Michael because he knew about all of this. I actually told him in private. I didn't give him like the
This is also manipulative. Like, I haven't watched any reaction channels videos on this yet. And I know I I'm pretty sure Zach would have done it already. Um but even if he did know, telling us in your original video is manipulative because you're asking us to be more sympathetic because somebody else knew that you told them something. But like, what? And I don't need to see any receipts or anything, but like, it's just messy. And the more hidden like the details are, the less people are going to believe you when you're actually telling them the truth, Amber.
Run down. I didn't give him every tiny detail, but he knew who my surgeon was. I went back to try to find the DMs, but I don't know. A lot of DMs were deleted. I don't know if it was because of him or because I had him blocked at one point. It's a mess. I do be blocking, I'm not gonna lie. But just out of respect, I'm not gonna share our DMs because I feel like that's a
Of course. Of course. And it might fully be true. And Zach might have. I'll watch his video after I start like editing this, but I don't know. It could be true, and even still, I think it's still manipulative to put it in your video.
low life. I know reaction channels love to share DMs. It's like their go-to. It's like, oh, Amberlynn messaged me. Let me show you. It's like, for real now, come on. But yeah, Zachary Michael knew, and he didn't say a word. And in his reactions, he acted like he had no idea. And I feel like a lot of people might ask this. No,
Now that's pretty shady of you. Now you're accusing him of being a shady queen. And I don't know. I think that's a little weird, Amber.
that's not the reason why I didn't end up getting weight loss surgery, because I was still going through with it. Like, Dr. Smith is so freaking amazing. Like, he was so sweet, such a gentleman. He was rooting for me through and through. Like, I wish more than anything, if I ever want weight loss surgery again, that he will be the surgeon, because it's just like, he is incredible. I ultimately did not get weight loss surgery because I didn't feel ready. I didn't. I genuinely didn't. I didn't feel like I had the support that I needed, because me and my ex, my now ex, we were just going through a lot at the time, and it was super expensive, like $35,000. Like, it was just like a lot of different things that were causing me to be like, this is not the right choice right now. So the next question kind of goes into what we were just talking about. Is weight loss surgery something you will try again? So right now the answer is no, but will it always be no? I really don't know, but right now that's not like in the cards for me, honestly. So the last question is, what's your ideal sexual fantasy? Tie me up.
Ew.
Put
What
my panties.
the actual fuck? What the fuck, Amber? What kind of... Why would you fucking include that question? Honestly.
In my mouth. Oh boy. Come do whatever you want to me, because I'm tied up. So there's nothing I can do about it.
Oh my god. Amber, you're already too big to run away.
Anyways, you guys, this was a long Q&A. Like, oh my god, it's literally been an hour for me. I have to edit this down.
Oh
Like
my
crazy. That was a
god.
fun hour. I
It's
thoroughly enjoyed this Q&A.
54 minutes for me right now.
More
I'll have to edit it down.
substance. I feel like this had substance, or at least I hope so.
I did
To
not
me
think it
did.
was gonna
I love you
be a
guys. I
fucking
have more
hour.
editing to do now, but I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.